Welcome back to Marta from Sparta. My name is Marta and I am so happy to have you if you are new. Today we're starting another super fun project. And what we're gonna be doing today, I'm gonna actually challenge myself and see if I can copy something from the picture, not using like a pattern and come up with the idea of which fabric I want to use and how I'm gonna actually approach it and just follow the pattern. Now what I want to do, I saw this beautiful kind of like a blouse slash jacket. It's hard to say actually what that is. You probably guys seeing it on the screen on 2 views right now. And I want to challenge myself and just come up with my own idea how I can actually copy that or how I can make something similar. And this specific top, it's, I don't know, not even that expensive. I think at this point it's even like out of stock in my size, but I really love it. This is very me. And guess why it's very me? Because it has puffy sleeves, it's pink, and it has bows. And if you are following the fashion trend, you know that the bows are still trending. Puffy sleeves, yes. So I just want to make it and try actually recreate that thing. And lucky me, right next to me, if you see, I stacked like tons and tons of fabrics before Joann's was closed. And I just bought a ton of the fabric which is on sale and which I knew actually fits my style. Not just random fabric because it's on sale. I went in a panic mode and just got whatever. I just bought the fabrics which I know I like and they are totally my style and I will make something using them. So I had a pink fabric, and as far as the bows go, I don't have satin, but I don't think I care about making it satin. As far as the bows go, I have something pattern, very pattern fabric, which I can make bows out of it. So I am super excited. Let's see how it's gonna turn out, and I have general idea how I want to do it. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the same idea for this specific top, which was this trending gunny top. And I made a video for gunny top, I think it was last year ago. I'm gonna link it in description below. But what I did at the time, I turned a thrifted men's shirts, like 3 of them, into gunny style trending top, and this top is still trending. People still wear this puffy sleeve kind of like a bows or ties in front top. It's still very popular, it's still trending. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually make gunny style top, but quilted gunny style top, because if you actually look at this blouse, it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like that's the same trend, that the same kind of style, right? So I already cut out my fabric, I already cut out my pattern. So I'm gonna show you which pattern I'm using, because I have, even though I did gunny top thrift lip without using pattern, since this blouse was so trending and so popular, I decided to purchase a pattern, and I think I bought this pattern on sale when Joann's was closing. So I'm gonna show you which one I'm using, if it's still around here. Found it. Sorry guys. So that's the McCall pattern I'm using, and I actually think that this specific top, which I saw on, I believe, ASOS website, it could be very close to what we see over here. Sleeves are slightly different, but that could be adjusted, and I'm not really sure if I want to. And the rest of it is just same concept, right? We're gonna make just little adjustment of this top is open in front. The top which we see on the inspiration image is actually like closed. We don't have a gap on the chest. So there are some minor adjustments in there, but I think by using this pattern, we already on the win-win position, right? The thing is, how we gonna approach it? My husband asked me a very valid question about it. Is it a jacket? Is it summer? Is it spring? What's the occasion you're gonna wear it? And you know, occasion is not actually relevant, because I would literally wear it on the just going to do my nails and dress casually with a jeans, or just like for casual dates. So occasion, let's not think about that part. But his question was like, what season this jacket is, because is it a blouse, is it a jacket? And yeah, I actually start to think about it, because if we want to quilt it, we have to add padding, right? And the padding immediately makes this top kind of warm, right? So then I was thinking, maybe I'm just gonna make it not quilted. But if I'm gonna make it not quilted, it's gonna be just like this regular tops, which are like gunny style top. It's not going to be any different. It's just gonna be different color gunny top with a different bows, and there's like gazillion combinations out there. What I actually love about it, that this one is quilted. So maybe we should think about it not about like a spring or winter blouse. It's more like warmer type of blouse, or like something for spring or for evening, which is chill evening, right? So chilly evening, I'm sorry. So I'm thinking more this way, because I was struggling with the concept how I'm gonna make this look quilted without making it warm, and I didn't come up with anything. So if you guys have any suggestions for my next project, which I would like to make something look quilted but not warm, just leave me a comment below, because I really would like to know how to make this kind of like a puffy looking quilted vibe without making something spring kind of appropriate, right? And I purchased like a very, very thin, I think I put it somewhere here. Yep, it's still over here. And I had purchased this on Amazon. This is like a padding for quilting, and this one is like super, super thin. But regardless if it's thin or not, it's still gonna make this top not summer, unless it's for the cold summer night or like warmer spring evening or something like that. So I purchased that, and I decided to use this thinnest quilting padding, which I could potentially find. So the worst part about this project, you have to cut everything 3 times, because you have to cut a shell, then you have to cut a padding 3 times for each piece, and then you have to cut a liner 3 times. So we basically cut every 3 layers. So it's a lot of cutting, and then we're gonna have to quilt every single piece, and then we're gonna put everything together. So it's a lot of work. So I'm gonna say that it's gonna be probably the cost wise. I think the jacket was on sale when I found it. I think originally it was like about $150, and then it's like $80. So I'm gonna say that cost wise, it's really not, it's not gonna be that much better. Because if we think about, we have to have 3 fabrics, the two different fabrics, right? Which depends what's per yard. It depends what you're gonna use. On top of that, you're gonna have this quilting padding, which you're gonna use the whole package. The one which I'm gonna link it in description below is just enough for this one top. Just about, and you have tiny pieces left over. So if we're gonna think cost wise, it's not really that great deal. If you want to really have it, and if it's in stock in your size, and if you really love it, you should get it instead of making it. In my case, first of all, they do not have my size anymore, and second of all, I have almost exact fabric, and third of all, I wanted to make this cool video and challenge myself if I can copy something from the picture. So enough talking, enough let's just get started. Let's get into cutting. We're gonna need to cut a lot before we're gonna start to quilt. So it's gonna be a lot of book listening, a lot of quilting before we're gonna actually put everything together. I knew I'm gonna be crying. I had to actually put a filter on it, because my mom says that I look so ugly when I cry, and I think she just says that because she doesn't want me to cry too much. So I just don't want you guys to see how horrifying I look and how swollen I am when I cry. But I wanted to jump in and say thank you so much. It makes me get up every single day and be excited, and I'm gonna work even harder, because it's just see that you guys love it, you guys enjoy it, and I love creating, and I love sharing, and I love helping you guys to save money and just relax. And I think making all this stuff is so like relaxing, and to me it's meditating. I can't sit and meditate, I can't stay still, but this is my meditation. Where is my Coco? My Coco is still under my sewing table, supporting mommy today. Yeah, Coco, I am supporting you and you supporting me, and she doesn't understand why I'm crying. Yes, Coconio? You're such a good chicken. Supporting mommy here. Yes, you are. I love you too. Say hi. Say hi, Coco. That's exactly what we say. Hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. Hi, Coco, exactly. Hi, Coco. Where is your brother? Did you make a peace with your brother? And your brother is sleeping here. Hi, Lunch. You're so tired after walk. So tired. My Leonek. Yes, hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. Yes, hi, Coco. Okay, I'm gonna let you sleep. We go back to work. Guys, that's how graceful sometimes it is behind scenes. Sometimes I get extremely lazy. I don't know where my fabric weights are, and this is like a huge piece of heavy fabric, which I'm using as a lining for this top. And I was just very impatient. I don't know where did I put my fabric weights, because sometimes when it's nice weather, today is actually raining, but sometimes when it's nice weather, I am having my stuff in the boxes and I'm recording outside. If you follow my channel, you probably know. So probably my fabric weights are somewhere in the boxes, which are packed to record outside. So, well, you have to do what you have to do to keep going, you know? Show must go on, guys. Alrighty, lovely bunnies. So I cut everything 3 times, and I have to help myself because I couldn't find my fabric weights, and because I got so emotional before that, my brain is just so happy and emotional, and I am so moved that I can't focus. And guess where my fabric weights are? Right on the table where they're supposed to be. And by the way, I made them myself. That's the flowers which I actually grow in my garden. So each of this fabric weights, that's right, are my own flowers I grow in the garden. So that's actually my harvest from last year, my beautiful dahlias. And that's the last one. So I cut everything, and I'm gonna say this. Except of the shell, I'm gonna call it shell, the outer layer, which you have to cut perfectly. The padding and the liner, they don't have to be cut perfectly. The reason why is because if you're gonna approach quilting, you better have some room for the other fabrics to move, because they're gonna move. And once you're gonna quilt it, then you can cut out the excess of the padding and the lining. The only layer which you care to cut perfectly is the outer layer, which can be your kind of like a guide how much you want to cut around it. And as you saw with my last clip, when I helped myself with my foot, I have the lining which is way more sticking out, and I don't care about it, because once I'm gonna quilt it, I'm gonna cut the excess of it, and it's gonna be just perfect. So the next step actually would be, which is also a lot of work, and you can use 2 tools. You can buy this sewing marker, and you can draw the lines, like the guides for your quilting, whichever you want. And the moment when you actually take a wet paper towel and rub over it, it just disappears. So this is option number 1. Option number 2, which it's also a good option, and I use it a lot, and I'm gonna link everything in the description below. I'm gonna link the marker, and I'm gonna link the soap. And this is kind of like a sewing chalk, and it comes with different colors. And what's the reason? If you are new to sewing, because different fabrics, some fabrics gonna show some colors, some don't. So obviously here I am working with very light fabric, so I'm gonna probably use blue chalk, because that's gonna stand out more. And the reason why there are 2. I like to use this one for quilting because it's more accurate. And when the line is, the line is. The chalk is good for me, at least for me. I'm speaking from my experience, and I am not like really, really good sewer yet. I'm getting there, I'm learning, but this is my experience. This one stays until you're gonna get wet paper towel and rub it off. It's gonna stay off fabric. Chalk obviously gonna kind of like dust off at some point, so you might lose your pattern down the road if you're moving the fabric a lot. So I don't like to use the chalk for quilting, and I can use it for different markings, which I just need temporary, but with the quilting I definitely go with this specific marker. Okay, so now I'm gonna decide how tight quilting I want, how small squares I want, and this is also personal preference. I think because it's not a big quilt, it's nothing big, it's a tiny top we're making, I want to stay with a fairly tight squares, and for that I am also using this quilting ruler, which helps me a lot, and I'm gonna also link it in the description below, but you do not have to have it. You can take like typical school ruler. It's also gonna work. If you're just making this top and you're not planning to do a lot of sewing, you don't have to invest money in all those stuff. I'm doing a lot of sewing, so I have it because it's handy and it helps me. So we're gonna do that. Now I'm gonna sit and just actually draw these lines. I'm gonna listen to the book because it's a lot of pieces and it's extremely boring. You two look guilty. Behind my back, are we fighting? Coco, how dare you, Coco? Don't you even try. If you want to work with us, you have to behave, Coco. Don't you even try fight with your brother. Don't you dare. Yeah, that's right. Walk away. Right, Leo? Walk away. All right, lovely bunnies, it took me 3 hours to draw perfect squares on each piece of this top. I don't know if you can see the squares, you probably see it. On each piece of this top to draw this perfect squares. And I was listening to the book, so I was fine. I was crying because I was emotional about the number of subscribers I'm getting, and they keep going up and up as I am drawing these squares. I couldn't be happier. It's just, I'm recording this video on Monday, today is Monday, and it's just dream starting of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's just perfect start and motivation to start the week and start the work. So now it's gonna probably another 2 hours just to go over all these pieces, over all this line as squares. And I'm gonna say that, yeah, the tiny pattern is better because I think that since it's a top, like big pattern, it doesn't make that much impact on the whole look. So because they tiny, that's why it looks so fantastic. But more squares you have, more quilting you have, so it's a lot to actually quilt, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I'm gonna, as I said before, this is my meditation, and listening to the book of doing that, it's just fantastic. So put this mindset on, put the book on, put the music on, whatever you guys like to do when you are creating. In my case, it depends. If I require a lot of thinking, I just like silence and listen to the woods and listen to the birds and look through the window and at the weather and the nature, because I told you multiple times we live kind of in the woods. But if this is like brainless kind of thing, like you just keep drawing the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm gonna do the same thing by doing the quilting, I'm listening to the book, and I go through books like crazy. I think all my family does. But now it's time to do tons of quilting on each and every piece before we're gonna put top together. And when I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna actually be thinking how I'm gonna approach the bows, because I don't think the top, when we're gonna look at the picture, I don't think the top she does the bows and the top is perfectly closed. I think what's happening, they close it maybe on the big snaps and the bows are attached on top of it. That's why they always look so, you know, perfect, right? So I think, oh, that's the fabric, by the way. I'm not sure if I shared that with you. That's the fabric. Oh, that's the wrong side. That's the fabric which I'm planning to use as my bows. And this is the pink. So this is the blue with yellow, but I choose the same kind of like a family, color family. So even though this is pink and this is blue and yellow, they still very nicely go together. They complement each other. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. And the bows, I'm gonna leave it. I just have a little bit of this fabric, and we need a lot, at least 1, 2, 3, 3 maybe bows, because I am petite. I want the bows to be like a statement on this top, like we see on the picture. But also I have to think about one concept. I told you I have short torso, so my top is very tiny. So I think 1, 2, and 3 bows would be enough if I'm gonna go with a larger size. That's number 1. Number 2, because I am petite frame, I am extra small, size 2 maybe. Then if I'm gonna put like a huge bows in front of me, I'm gonna be like a tiny Lilliput, hiding behind all this like huge bows. So I have to be very careful, even with my necklaces and accessories. I would love to wear a lot of things, which I really, really love, and huge statement pieces, and like even like a pieces of wardrobe, but because I have petite frame, some lens and some oversized things not necessarily look good on me. And sometimes I like look at the models, and they wear the super fun oversized things, pants and this and that, and I look like I'm drowning. So some trends which I really, really love, I wish I could pull off, but I cannot. So the bows is one of them. I have to be careful how big they are for me. You guys have to do it for your body type and for your body type, I guess, right? And also be careful not go too crazy, because it's gonna look kind of silly. But everyone is different. I'm just sharing my thoughts and my opinions. And now I'm just gonna be quiet, put the book on, and start quilting of gazillion squares. But then guess what? Then I have to take a wet paper towel, and remove all these drawings from that. So it's a lot of work for this top, but in my head, it's totally worth it. Quick update, what's going on? It's about 5 o'clock, 4:57 exactly, and I am still quilting. I have 3 huge pieces to go, so I would say it's about a half. And just making a blouse, it's not that much big of the deal as amount of quilting you have to do to accomplish this look. So I needed a break. I took Leo for walk in rain. I made myself iced coffee as a little treat, and I still didn't want to go back to quilting. So I decided to make a lemon cake out of the box. So in 26 minutes, my treat Alexa will call me for the cake. I'm gonna take another break. So my goal for today is at least finish all quilting, so tomorrow I can start to put a top together, because just the top assembly, it's not really that big of the deal. The quilting and cutting everything 3 times, that's the most of the job. So hopefully iced coffee will do it, and maybe a little bit of lemon cake. And later hubby is taking me for like fancy ice cream at the lake to celebrate 1,000 subscribers. So we're gonna do that. So it's gonna be a lot of sugar today, but if I won't finish, I'm not going to bed if I won't finish all quilting. I have to finish all quilting. And it's 8:30 at night, and I am still quilting. I even changed to my homey pajama set, and I have basically 2 big pieces left. I almost finished one direction on the second sleeve. I have to go the second direction, and it takes about half an hour without distractions. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. To just finish this, and then I have 2 pretty huge raffles still to do as well. And once I'm gonna be done quilting, I'm going to bed, and tomorrow I'm gonna start putting the top together. And good morning, day number 2. Yesterday I finished quilting exactly 9:25 p.m. and it was a lot of quilting. I finished 2 books during that time. I'm not gonna say I had terrible time. It was very long day of very like monotony work. So my pieces look like this, and every single piece at this point is beautifully quilted. So now it's kind of, oh, that's the both sides. And it has 3 layers. It looks like that. So basically now all these pieces I quilted yesterday. Today I'm going to be putting together and thinking how I want to approach the bow situation. Sewing marker for this project. So before I actually will put these pieces together, I have to remove this blue sewing marker from my fabric. So what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, I'm using just plain warm water because, you know, it's water suitable. I can wash it, but I really don't want to wash the whole pieces right now when I am about to finish project. I will definitely wash it once I will be done with everything at some point. The fabric was pre-washed already. And I'm using this type of sponge. I got like gazillion of them on eBay, and I use them for like cleaning my face. They are very soft and they dry hard. And I'm gonna show you how I'm actually removing those stitches. Okay, so let me show you how it looks. So probably on this one, you can see the best, the blue marker. Some of them actually were lighter, so they not, oh, this one, it's really pronounced, the blue marker. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna grab bowl with a warm water and this like dry sponge. I'm gonna soak the sponge so it will get actually softer. I should probably do it before I start to record it because sometimes it takes a second for the sponge to get soft. And as I said, I guess I bought them like on eBay or something, and I love to use them to wash my face because they dry hard again, so I think it may be I don't know. They very recommended washing your face. They're super soft. And what I do right now, I'm just gonna literally, like you see, rub it over and the marker just literally comes off and it's gone. So I don't want to totally like soak the whole fabric. And there are other markers. They are also sewing markers, which air dry. I just don't know how long it takes for them to disappear and how fast you have to complete the project. For this project, the air dry markers probably wouldn't work because I will probably make it with quilting that fast. And that's it. And basically this marker absolutely totally disappears, doesn't leave any stains. So for the next few minutes, that's what I'm gonna be doing before I'm gonna actually try to stitch it together. Also, I wanted to show you something. If you, depends how wet you wanna get, I might be throwing that. It's a lot of rubbing, so even if I'm gonna mist it with the water, just gentle mist on the fabric, the stitches also disappear. What in this case I might do, I might throw it in the washer for literally like 10 minutes because you don't need to soak the fabric in order to remove this blue stitches. You can literally just like mist, like put the mist on it. I'm gonna try to zoom in and you can maybe watch stitches disappear. Oh, bummer. I just noticed that I didn't stitch it here. Great, I was tired, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna show you, I have to stitch it first and then I'm gonna zoom in and show you on the stitches. Okay, it seems like the best way for me to show you is to hold the camera in my hand. And we're paying attention to those blue stitches. These are the most visible from all I can show you. And this is just like a mist. This doesn't even, it's not a sprayer. So look at this. I'm just gonna mist and this blue marker literally disappear in your eyes. So what I'm going to do next is, it depends how wet it got, but this is like 3 layers. Look at the blue. It just disappears. So if you don't want to run through using like a semi-wet sponge over it, and if you don't mind throwing it in the washer for 10 minutes, this is the fastest way I found. If I have like a lot of lines, like quilting over here, if I have just like a 1 or 2, I'm not gonna even like bother to make it wet and then run it in the dryer. I just rather use like just a little bit of water on the sponge and that's it. So that's the easiest way if you have a lot of lines to remove. Are we gonna cut bows? Oh, that's not the food. No, that's not the food, Coco. That's not the food, Coco. That's definitely Coco. Coco? Coco, how long you've been working yesterday? Very long? Coco girl? I know, I'm bothering you when you're taking your shower. Say hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone because I have to work too. Do you wanna listen to the book, Coco? This one is definitely a game changer. It was tons of work. And for the price which the website was selling it, I don't think it was worth to make it. I would buy it cheaper than I actually put my time to it. Fabric wasn't that expensive because overall, fabric was maybe like, I don't know, 25 or maybe more actually, because there is also a padding. So I'm gonna say definitely that yeah, this one, it's not worth of making because you can actually purchase that probably cheaper on their website. I just did it to challenge myself if I can copy something from the website. Generally, I love that I did it. I learned a lot from this specific actually project. Overall, this project was more as a challenge than as saving money, and I learned a lot. And I'm so happy. It was super fun. And website also have sold out top, which is in my size, so I wouldn't be able to get it anyway because it was sold out in my size. But if you want to challenge yourself and if you want to pick a random advertisement from Instagram and just make your own piece of clothing, do it, because it puts you to this mode of thinking how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna do it cheaper, how I'm gonna do it better, how I'm gonna do it in my size, where I'm gonna get the fabric, how I'm generally gonna do it. So it was super fun project. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like that. So if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to have fun because you're actually burning out and you're actually bored, then yeah, it's super fun. I really enjoyed it. I listened to books just during the quilting part of this project. It was so much quilting because the quilting was very tiny. So it was a lot of sewing and quilting. Overall, if I wouldn't quilt, that would be this fast. Just quilting took me one whole day. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you like my version, my dupe of the IG advertisement, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. Please don't forget, hit this notification button and subscribe so you're not gonna miss another video. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.